All right, my friends, let's get our scouting rewards. Finally, in the previous week's videos, I did a little bit of bad math, so apologies for that. And unfortunately, by the time this video comes out, the event will already be over, which is crazy because it was a pretty long event. But we're jumping in. We're going to grab our stuff. I have a few things to point you to as well for future reference because we all know this event is going to make its way back around. So I have finished dropping this stuff in. As of the recording of this, we have one more reset. So we'll hit one more reset here. We're going to be able to get a few additional rewards. And I got a little infographic I'm going to share and show and also be over on the old Discord. So throw it into our resources channel for a last day on Earth. Well, let's talk about this here. So we've got everything. We've got all the rewards. We made it up. We're currently sitting at level 23. And not bad. This event was pretty good overall. We missed a few days at the start, and I think we'll grab some stuff. So let's get some of our rewards here. We're going to pick up some styles. We're going to pick up a few things. Biggest things I'm excited for, I think some of the styles are cool. Not ones that I will probably use, but they're pretty neat. I'm interested to see how this broken down motorcycle is going to work. Obviously, I'm a big fan of all storages. The biggest downside of the storage here is that it's on the premium track. If this wasn't on the premium track, I would feel a little bit better. I'd also like to see some biker magazines shift over, because if you look at this, it just doesn't feel like a ton of rewards. That's probably my biggest complaint with this way that they're handling the premium. If premium was like additional things on top of the levels of rewards, like maybe you got a drone blueprint plus something else for getting premium, and you still got 20 levels worth of rewards, I don't think it would feel so bad. But that's where we're at. So we're grabbing some experience here. Obviously, a couple EXBPs, and you can see I'm pretty excited for the rank 3 Doberman, to be honest. I love getting... I really like the idea of putting like northern and island region dogs into the reward tracks at higher levels, because this is just like a big genome skip, which I think is cool. They also have some really neat skills, so it'd be great to be able to breed these up and obviously hopefully get lucky enough to get a true friend here. But we've got everything, so we're going to grab all that. I will see you back at the base here in just a second, because we'll place down some rewards. We'll chat about them. Okay, we are back. We've got our storage and our bike parts dropped down. We're going to open a couple of our scouting crates as well, but let's first talk about this storage. So again, major drawback, it's not free to play. Really don't like that. I actually think this isn't going to be the most important storage, but it is somewhat helpful for reducing space. And the major reason for that is the majority of things that it can hold are things that take a single slot in your normal chests and don't stack. A lot of the conversion for being able to stack these things is going to be the biggest space savers when you jump into and you are trying to figure out, kind of what do you need to do, to shore up some space at your base. So I like it as a storage. Is it the most useful? Probably not. But for those that are trying to upgrade their bike, which everybody should be, now that the bike has 2 additional storage slots in it, it does feel like something that would be quite useful for those like early to mid game players. Late game players, this is actually probably also useful for you if you store a lot of this stuff, if you do a lot of recycling, if you have a lot of those things that you like to throw into your recyclers, because it holds a lot of big parts that will free up some storages. So genuinely, what I will tell you I was able to do, and I'll show you the storage here, was I was able to basically almost completely get rid of items in a rack. Now I could be a little bit more specific with a handful of these things, but over time I'm going to break some of that stuff down, turn it into upgrade our bike. Here's what we're able to store. So it's 5 of every item. Basically anything that goes on a vehicle you can store. It also was able to hold ATV transmissions, so we have a big stockpile of those just over the many years that we've played. One of the misses though that I think is that you can't put these in here. None of the nitrous oxide, none of the off-road chains. Part of probably why that is, though, is because these are durability-based items, and so you can't stack multiple different durability-based items. It'd have to work a lot like the locker system that we have, and that's just not, I think, going to work for this specific storage. So storage amounts, 5 per item. Again, that's essentially 5 slots. That's not as bad because, again, you couldn't previously stack these in your regular racks, so it's helpful. You can't put batteries in, you can't put any engine parts in. I tried both of those things as well. You can't put repair kits in it either, which I do think is a little bit of a miss. That would be kind of nice because those are going to be a lot more helpful now and probably be a little bit more prevalent now that we have the bike upgrade and we're using the bike a little bit more and actually damaging it. So that would be kind of nice to see. There is an ability to upgrade this. There is currently no blueprint for getting this upgrade as far as I'm aware. Maybe in future iterations these will become available. Maybe if like we get this event again and you already have the storage, maybe then this storage capacity could increase. That could be kind of neat. I wouldn't mind that necessarily, but again, the biggest drawback is just the fact that it's not free to play accessible, which I do think is a miss. Because I'm thinking about a mid-game player. They've built their chopper, they're hitting their farm, or they're hitting the bunker alpha frequently. They're getting some of these parts, and maybe they're outpacing their ability to drop those items in. Plus, you're stacking up things like ATV wheels, truck saw blades. All of this stuff is either really, really good to recycle or is obviously needed for future upgrades. You can also throw propellers in here. So it has a lot of functionality that I think is very useful. So it's a little unfortunate. I know if I had this on free to play, I'd probably almost fill it up immediately right now, just with taking, you know, ATV wheels from raids and some of the other stuff that we've acquired over time here. So it's a cool storage. It looks good. One of the drawbacks of storages, in my opinion, is when they don't fully rotate either. This one only goes the 2 directions. It looks cool. It's a bigger storage, but I don't like that you can't rotate it all the way around, because honestly I would have liked to put it like right here personally, but that's okay. It's neat, it's good. Do you need it? No. Is it a nice to have? Of course. And that's where we're at now. I'm curious to see how this is going to work. So we cut this down, and what did we get out of it? We got 3 iron plates. That's interesting, I guess. It's cool. This is cool. This has to be placed on the ground. This is the bike for parts, broken down bike for parts here. It can be rotated all different directions, so that is pretty. That's an A+ in my book. I do like when you can rotate the things because it lets you, you know, make your base look cool. So it is a 2 slot. It doesn't need to be placed on the ground. We had just this convenient location kind of behind our garage here, which just works out nicely, I guess. I'm curious to see what you can get from this, but if you're able to get like tires and forks and bike tanks and things like that, maybe some other metals, engine parts from this over time is pretty interesting. I don't know how often I'm going to click on that, to be honest. It is cool. It's more cosmetically cool than I think it is necessary in our base here. So take that. That's my opinion. Take that for what it's worth. I don't know how much extra value you're going to see out of that, but if you're early on, if you're kind of a mid-game player, that stuff might be really helpful because, again, if you are getting some of those things, not only to upgrade your bike, is that going to be super helpful, but maybe some of the extra metals and things you can get from it will be pretty good. So it looks neat. I do like it. I like that aspect of it. And if you don't have your base, fully built, if you have your base fully built and you have to drop this on the ground, some folks might find a little bit of an annoyance to that, but other than that, that's cool. It's a neat reward. I really do just wish both of these things were free to play accessible. I keep getting hung up on that. I just think that's a miss, and would have made the event a little bit better. Because, like I said, as I sit here and think about this, this is pretty useful. So, not the most, right? I way rather have a division box or an electronics crate over this. But for the things that take up a lot of space at the base, this one's not too bad. Okay, let's jump in here and let's crack open these crates. Quick thoughts on these. I don't mind them. I just wish this reward and this reward, there's like these up here, like 2 of them. Because I've opened a ton of these over the different events that have this roll at the bottom, and it's so unlikely to hit even the Doberman. It is a rank 3 Doberman, which is pretty insane, but it's also just so hard to hit even some of the stuff at the bottom, and it doesn't feel like a great reward for the extra effort that we're going to get. Now, I have basically all the supplies I need, so I'm going to go drop those supplies in one more time to get the additional levels and try to roll some extra genomes. I guess you're saving time and trading it off. I don't mind that genomes are a big portion of the reward. I just wish there's like 1 or 2 or 3 other things besides genomes up here that were useful. Give me some steel. Give me a gun. Give me something else that is, helpful, I guess. But that's my thoughts. Let's crack it open. Let's see. Oh, and I say that, and look at that. Maybe I just needed to complain a little bit more. That's an insanely rare roll. Oh, Kafir is like listening to me record this and be like, give this idiot a rank 3 Doberman puppy. That is the first extremely rare reward I've gotten over the last, I can't tell you how many events of this type of system. Like, legitimately, that's crazy. Back to back? Oh, okay, well. They're not listening that closely. That's cool. I will certainly take that. I mean, 65 genomes isn't nothing, I guess, either. But like I said, I just don't feel like you hit the bottom stuff frequently enough. And I would like some more permanent things. I think a lot of people would agree with me on this. Again, give me like 3 different genomes. Give me the 20, or give me the 35, 25, 45 or whatever, and put like, some steel here, a gun here, like an AK or a VSS or something, and I don't know, meds or the maybe the turkeys that you had to turn in. I don't know, something cool here in 3 of those slots. That way you had something a little bit more tangible. If you were, buying the premium pass and then going to run this event, you could get a lot. If you do this. I should also talk about, so let me quickly throw up my infographic here. 1 second. Okay, I put this little infographic together. This is going to be over on our Last Day on Earth resources page over on our Discord, our channel over there. So if you want to reference this, I wanted to just make a quick and easy guide. I also wanted to put this together to take a look at essentially if this event changes. I'm going to take a little snapshot in time to see if this event changes over time. Let's break down some fast math, and I know I'm in the way a little bit, but essentially what you need to finish this is 84,000. I can speak today. You need 84,560 points to go from level 1 all the way up to level 20. Every level after that is 3,460 points. So you see like a gradual increase as we typically do with these. Once you hit that level 20, basically it then shifts back down, and the extra levels are a lot easier to get. The nice part is if you do all of the drop-ins and you do the territory crates, so the 3 crates that you can get, they give you an additional 1,000 points each. You can get 12,000 points per day. So if you wanted to start this event and maximize it to go from level 1 to level 20 to finish it, you would actually need 8 days. It is very close to being 7 days. You can get to level 19 very easily in 7 days, okay? You're gonna miss level 20 by just a handful of points to get you there for the 8th day. So 12,000 points a day, that's pretty good. Now, again, that's you going, hitting all 3 crates, dropping everything in here. The biggest boost, though, is obviously the event-specific items, which I am a big fan of. I think that's a win for events going forward, is to put a lot of the priority on that stuff. And then if you want to fill and get some extra points and kind of max out, you certainly can drop this stuff in. But I feel like you could do very, very well to not even throw in these additional points and still do fine. I think it was like 7,200 points if you fill all 60 of these in. So you're talking 10,000 points a day, which puts you in like 9 days, 8 days if you fill up a little bit of the extra. which is really nice. So it feels a lot more focused on the event and what you can find there instead of the resources that you have saved up, which I think is great for not only free-to-play players. I also think it's great just generally for every player, right? Then you're not dipping as much into your stash and the things that you have. So I've got this little chart up here so you can see what rewards you get. The other piece of it, as it kind of stands out as another visual representation, is how many levels of this are premium. It's like half of them, which is kind of crazy. That feels also like something to change. So hopefully this piece gets adjusted. I don't mind the XP. I don't mind the length of the event. Gives you plenty of time to go out and have some success there. So reference this if you need it. I'll finish up here to put the plug in for both the Discord and for you to hit that subscribe button. If you have not, we're going to wrap it up here today. Hopefully this is helpful, and some thoughts on the event, some thoughts on the different storages. Again, it's cool. It's neat. I'm glad we're thinking about ways to save space at the base. I just wish it was accessible for all those that wanted to grind to it. That's where I'll leave it. Thanks for watching. Lots more Last Day on Earth action coming to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, help us get to the 10K mark. Join us in the Discord for all of the great resources, plus another channel just to chat, ask your questions. We love to have you over there. We'll wrap it up here. Thanks for watching. Peace.